Emmerdale favourite Sam Dingle has been taking a backseat from the drama on the ITV soap. However, following Tuesday's episode, a new theory by express.co.uk suggests he could have fathered another child years before taking his first appearance in the village. Sam, played by James Hutton, has been at the centre of many storylines on Emmerdale over the years, with one of the most heartbreaking being when the love of his life, Alice Dingle, Ursula Holden Gill, died shortly after giving birth to the couple's son, Samson Dingle, Sam Hall. It has always been thought this is the beloved ITV soap character's only child, but during the most recent episode of the village-based drama, a hint was dropped he could have another child out there in the world. This clue came about as the villager delved into his own past, something he hasn't really done before. At the start of Tuesday's episode, Sam was instructed to sit down with his teenage son and speak to him about the birds and the bees. Lydia Dingle, Karen Blick, was adamant her husband did this as she was worried the youngster would be disrespectful towards women. Although it was awkward, Sam told his son how to be safe when having sex but also how to appreciate and respect consent. He explained if the person his son wanted to sleep with changed their mind about having sex or didn't want it to begin with, he was not to force the situation. With Samson still a virgin and finding the conversation mortifying, he did still ask his father a question about the time he first had sex. "It should be fun for both of you or not at all," Sam remarked, with Samson asking, "Do you remember your first time?" "I wish I didn't," the beloved character replied, before adding, "She was much older and all over me. I was just there. My cousins had been taking the mick out of me, Sam the Virgin Sam," he continued, admitting he eventually slept with the unknown woman. Sam continued, "It put me off for years. I didn't get the whole sex thing until your mother and I wished I'd waited for her." "You should wait for someone you care about. At least just don't do it because everyone else is," he concluded, giving Samson a lot to think about. This is one of the first times viewers will have seen Sam open up about his past, and it seems his first experience of sex wasn't the best. Having struggled with relationships in the past, it seemed to have traumatized him to an extent, but he would have never have thought there would have been a child following the one-night stand. Feeling stressed about losing his virginity, a young Sam could have forgotten to use protection when he had sex for the first time. He might not have realized it would only have to be one time and the woman could conceive, and having been such an awkward experience for him, he might never have thought about the fact he didn't use a condom. However, he could get a very stark reminder about that night if a new character arrives in the village claiming Sam is her father. Although he would deny it at first, when the child says the woman's name who he slept with, he would know he is their father. Sam's life would be turned upside down as he would have to dwell on that night and how uncomfortable he felt to be sleeping with an older woman. His secret child could explain their mother recently died, but before she passed away, she gave them the name of their father. They could further add they were told someone else was their father their whole life, so this is a huge shock for them as well. Not one to turn someone away, Sam would welcome the newcomer into his family and introduce Samson to his sibling. As the weeks pass and Lydia becomes concerned about her husband, who seems to be playing poker face, will she learn the truth about what happened that night? In the past, Emmerdale bosses have used flashback episodes as a way of delving into the character's past to explain certain situations. Notably, several members of the Dingle family have already been taken back to a time when they were teenagers and the impact it has had on them to this day. Back in 2018, Charity Dingle, Emma Atkins, remembered she had given birth to a baby boy after being sexually assaulted as a young girl. This led to the introduction of Ryan Stock's James Moore, who she presumed had died when she gave birth to him and left him in the hospital. Could a similar version of events be about to happen to Sam as the Dingle family expands once more? Earlier this year, producer of the show Laura Shaw told express.co.uk and other media it was going to be a big year for the Dingle family. The show boss said, "There are lots going on for the Dingles as we head into 2022. Two of our most loved Dingles are going to be facing huge life-changing situations that are going to have repercussions for the whole village. The effects of this are going to be long-lasting over the course of 2022 and into 2023. In the next few months, we'll see drama, joy, fun, laughter, agony, pain, grief and despair hit this family. They will be pulled into a lot of directions and be at the heart of our very biggest stories this year. Could the biggest story of the year be Sam's past and the repercussions of what happened?